Oh my God, but you have the Charmed house behind
Oh,
you.
I do. I do.
Oh my God.
And there's the Book of Shadows right here. We have the spirit board over there. Yeah.
Oh my God, Kevin, why are you so perfect? Like,
Yeah.
there's a Charmed connection with X-Men Legends. Wait, I'm trying to see if I can. Oh my God, I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. It came out during season 8 of Charmed. No, X-Men Legends 2 came out during season 8 of Charmed. Season 7 was X-Men Legends 1 because I remember playing it and Cole came back for that one episode. But what's the connection? You give me the official connection.
Lee Allen Baker.
Oh my
Jean
God,
Grey.
you're right. Yeah, she voices Jean Grey and she was on Will and Grace. And yes, she was in season. I am ashamed right now. I read this the second I got it back in April. And then last night I reread up until page 92, chapter 8. And both reads were so wonderful.
Well, photographing. They always played at the gym. I'm always at the gym and Charmed is there.
You always at the gym. I can't notice. I can't notice with your bulging muscles.
You know? Shannon had ideas for the show and she wanted to take it in a direction that she thought was more appropriate, something more serious, and had more emotional depth because that's the kind of girl she is. And she got in a lot of fights with Brad, and then she's like, I want to leave. I want out, but they wouldn't let her out for a while. So, and then I think with Alyssa, it was more of like she was taking the side of her boss because that's where her paycheck was coming from.
Yeah,
and it was more of like a conflict of interest versus like a personal like vendetta against each other.
I see that. One of the things that I loved about this photography section and when she was noticing his artifacts is that they bring in her time at Buckland's.
Exactly. It was bridging her two careers together. It was so perfect.
It was, and by the way, so like on the show, if you're not following along and if you're like a dumb 15-year-old like me, you're like, oh, okay, so she's working at an auction house and now she's following her dreams to be a photographer. You never think about how those two are related. And it talks about, I don't know if it was in this chapter, but later on, I think it's probably when she's in like the room, developing the photographs, that she loved her job at Buckland's, but photography was her passion.
The sisters are enjoying a picnic in the park, and Phoebe is like, oh, isn't it romantic? We're just sitting here with the birds and the sunshine. We love it.
I was so thrown off by that. I was like, Piper, you literally just froze something. You just froze a fucking lemonade and you're not going to do the soccer ball that's going to hit the cake? Come on.
Right. She's probably just mad because Phoebe told her to cool it. And now.
That's exactly. I'm so glad you said that because I was like, that's some passive aggressive like sister shit right there. She's like, oh, sorry. I wanted to do the baby Phoebe Halliwell voice. Like, listen to baby Phoebe.
I hereby proclaim this tower of sand, Kingdom Phoebeville.
Oh my God, you do such a great baby Phoebe voice.
But then Prue gets like a chill. She's like, ooh, I don't like it's cold up here.
I just felt a chill.
Oh,
really, Prue? Really?
Phoebe?
I know. Yeah, I went there.
I know.
Phoebe, where are you? Girl, she's not coming back.
Oh
Girl, she ain't coming back for you.
Yeah. Sorry. She's safe, and she's like, oh no. My boyfriend's not bad. He's not an asshole. He was just teaching me kung fu, and I lost my balance and fell out the window.
Yeah, sure, Jan. Okay.
Yeah, enabler. Yeah.
Okay. Like, girl, here's the number to a social worker by the name of Paige Matthews.
Yeah, South Bay Social Services.
I love that you know that. And Phoebe got a vision, and she felt faint. And they were like, are you okay? And she goes, no, it's fine. Like, I used to not eat in New York. And again, I want to go back to what we said earlier about how they are sourcing these character histories and making it, relevant to them. And even Prue, who was like the most reluctant to welcome Phoebe back, was like, oh, really? You were starving? I didn't know that. Yeah. And we get a one-of-a-kind Prue power to this book only, where she creates a telekinetic shield to protect them as they enter the building. And there you go. I mean, that has never. What did you think of that? Because I would love to see that executed IRL.
I know. I was going to ask you that too, because it's very important. It's a really great moment for Prue, and I think it's totally feasible that she should be able to do this. create that like force field, that shield.
Yeah. And I'm picturing her doing it like this. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like how like
yeah.
the Prue Halliwell stand like that. Or
Mhm.
maybe even something like how Grams used to do it like that.
Yeah, and I can picture it like her telekinesis kind of emanating from every aspect of her body. Like it's just like over,
Oh, it's
Oh,
beautiful.
she's like, this is only for a press and guest, right? She's like, like who I am. Do you know who I am? Like,
I love that. I love that. Well, I mean, it's Shannon Doherty and it's Prue Halliwell. I mean, she did get an obituary in the San Francisco Times. I mean, that's pretty big.
it's very Gail Weathers will find a way. And here are my sisters who are just getting off the Ferris wheel right now. This is Piper and Prue. And Noel looks at Prue. He's like, oh, you kept me from falling. And she's like, what? How did you know that? No, but she's like, I know it sounds strange, but it felt as if you were giving me the will and strength to hang on. I'm like, oh, yes,
That's
yes.
so
It's so
beautiful. Such a
beautiful.
beautiful quote. And the way you delivered it was way better than my memory.
Yeah, that was the direct quote, and I'm like, I love that. It's because that's something we can always learn. Prue gives you the will and the strength to hold on. I think that is so appropriate for everything that she did on the show and for everything that she did in these books. So Piper is thrilled that Leo is there, and they kiss. And Piper plans to ride so many things with him. Oh, we're gonna ride so many things, Leo.
I can't even right now. Mm, mm, they are. God, I love how horny all of them are all the time.
Anytime Shannon Prue smiles, I just get overwhelmed with joy.
She's
Like,
gorgeous.
yes, and
Those eyes and that
oh,
smile.
it's so nice to see Prue happy and Prue light, because especially when you think about how she's very stern and very serious, and she's very dramatic, which is definitely a big part of her too. But when you see her just have fun,
Hmm.
it's just a really like great time to have joy and feel good about it.
And Sam is dying, and he looks out into the horizon and he sees Patty, and Prue's like, say hello for us. And I just thought that was just so beautiful. Prue saves Dr. Griffith. I thought that was beautiful. I think when she goes, no, specifically when she gets up and like, she's like, no, and she gets up and she pushes him out of the way and she takes the energy ball from, or the wind ball from Shax. I thought that was everything you love about Prue. She's assertive, she's empathetic, she is the leader, and she would give her life for an innocent.
Astral Prue in Just Harry when she talks to Phoebe,
Mm-hmm.
because you learn about her inner desires, you learn about the things that she's proud of and the things she regrets. And she gave up her entire life to raise them, and she puts her own desires, her own life goals on hold to make sure that they're safe and make sure that they're taken care of. And yeah, and the thing that people don't realize that Astral Prue in the episode is the same blue sweater Prue from Which Prue Is It Anyway? So
Oh, I didn't know that. That's an interesting connection.
yeah, in Which Prue Is It Anyway, you have the id, inner desire, and the super ego, which was the pink sweater Prue, and her ego was her normal self. So it was like those kind of three parts.
I, God, I feel like I've just gotten schooled. Yes.
And so this is that blue sweater Prue coming back and just trying to enjoy her life and find the things that she always was missing. And then I love that Phoebe tells Prue, she's like, Piper and I have strength and purpose in our lives, and you gave us that. And it's just like, oh yes.
It just feels that like season 3 was leaning towards Prue dying with all like the hints and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
it's easy to see, I don't know, like Prue's death was so, I felt some kind of closure with it because of all that foreshadowing in season 3 and then how they grieved in season 4.
That is
I gotta tell
true.
you, season 4, Piper grieving, I thought like I went through a horrible thing last year with the pandemic and losing a soul I love so much. And I rewatched the first half of season 4 because of Prue and Piper's relationship and that scene where she's crying like I need you everything. She gave her sisters a strength. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Oh, all the feels.
God, man, Jesus, why do you make me cry? Thank you so much for having me. You know, I'm such a fan of everything you do. And we'll talk more about the things you do in Power of X-Men because you're going to be my
Yes.
guest in like 2 minutes. But I just want to say I love the energy you put out there. And it's not surprising to me that you've built this wonderful, charmed community and your cosplay and everything. Like it's such a pleasure to see you on my feed.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.